welcome back to this edition of the Who's Who in Guyana Business TV Show. I am your host, Aliyah Ali-Cock, and this week we do have our regularly scheduled program for you. For next episode, we have our 100th episode upcoming, so stay tuned for the special features for then. Now, without further ado, do enjoy the show.
Back with you again to discuss quality issues. Today's topic will focus on what do you look for in a certification body. So you would have implemented your ISO system for some time, whether it be food safety, whether it be quality, environmental, and you're at that step where you need to identify a certification body and proceed with your certification. Today we will look at three main points that you should ensure that is in check when you're considering your certification body. Many of you might not understand, but certification bodies or registration bodies must be accredited. When we say accredited is an activity which basically specifies a competence. So a CB or a certification body or a registrar should be accredited by respective accreditation body for the ISO 17021 standard. This is the management system standard which specifies how third-party audits are going to be done. So the third-party audits are normally executed by the certification bodies or registrar. So your certification body must be internationally accredited, and I must tell you, out there we have many certification bodies that are not accredited. They offer certifications that are not in alignment with the ISO standards. They basically offer quality assurance programs, but they're not internationally recognized. So how can you find out if that prospective CB or registrar is accredited? You can either check the International Accreditation Forum website or the International Accreditation Forum. These are the highest level organizations that ensure that these certification bodies meet the requirements. The second area we need to look at is whether or not that CB or certification body has the experience, competence for that particular scope. We must note that for certification, they are going to certify a scope. So your scope can be for the provision of training services, XYZ. It can be for the provision of telecommunication services. So whatever your scope is, that CB should have the competence to undertake that. And the final point we want to talk about is whether or not that CB fits into your culture. When I say this, some persons choose a certification body that have no idea of the culture, the context, and it makes it difficult for the auditors as well as the auditee to really get a successful audit. I've seen some CBs offer to bring Spanish certification body, and those auditors cannot speak English fluently, so you could imagine what can occur within that audit. So in wrapping up, your certification body or a registrar needs to be accredited to offer the management system certification that your company intends to undertake. Notably, they must be accredited to conduct those assessments under the 17021. Yes, the 17021 standard is the one which third-party certification bodies have to implement it. It has to be part of their management system. They need to be accredited and have competence for the scope. And finally, it must fit in the cultural sphere which your organization operates. So ensure that you make a wise decision when you're pursuing the certification of your management system operations.
Andrea Ragubir Bernard, the HR Manager of NSB Omega Guyana Inc. With world-class service in mind, NSB Omega Guyana Inc. is a majority women and Guyanese-owned company who's registered and headquartered here in Georgetown, Guyana. We started back in 2018 with the aim of serving the emerging oil and gas industry. NSB has an ever-growing database of Guyanese with diverse skill sets who are seeking job opportunities. Backed by Canadian-based NSB Omega, who is a leading provider of staffing solutions, we maintain a team of strong individuals who would have gathered valuable experiences in the oil and gas, mining, and utilities industries, both within Guyana and internationally. Here at NSB, we offer complete human resources solutions, including recruitment, payroll services, HR consultancy, and immigration services with over 30 years international experience. Together, we deploy over 1,600 personnel globally. To find out more about our company, do not hesitate to call 227-3370. Check us out on Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Instagram, or YouTube channel, and our website at nsbomega.gy. You can also drop us an email at info@nsbomega.gy. We do look forward to hearing from you soon.
This is Amrita Naraine for the Who's Who News segment, and these are our headlines for the week of February 20th to February 24th, 2023. On February 20th, investments in agriculture and agro-processing to meet sustainable development in Guyana. Guyana is richly endowed with vast agricultural resources, fertile soil, abundant water, and a favorable climate, making it an ideal destination for agricultural investments. With this, public and private sector investors are committed to agricultural research, technology, and infrastructure to improve the efficiency and productivity of farmers, as well as reduce the impact of climate change on the food sector. On February 21st, tourism industry flourishing as 15 new products to be added to market. This year, the Guyana Tourism Authority is anticipated to introduce 15 new tourism products, as market assessments are being conducted in several regions. According to Kamrul Bashk, Director of GTA, ecotourism products have been identified thus far, such as the Great Falls in Upper Demerara Berbice, Region 10, perfect for weekend getaways. On February 22nd, Guyana poised to become regional leader in food, energy, and climate security. In a DICE work engagement with the Bahamas, His Excellency President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali posited that Guyanese extend leadership as it relates to food security, energy security, and climate security. On February 24th, Barbados AgriFest 2023 attracts more than 42 local businesses for participation. AgriFest 2023 in Barbados is currently underway, and this year, over 42 Guyanese businesses are participating, including farmers, agro-processors, furniture manufacturers, arts and crafts producers, and jewelers. The delegation is being led by Dr. Peter Ramsaroop, Chief Investment Officer of the Guyana Office for Investment. If you'd like any more information on these developing stories, visit the Who's Who news page on who'swho.gy/news. Do tune in next week for another update.
Are you a business owner who is frustrated? Are you an executive or a team member who's looking to be able to build your team and get results for your business? Many business owners and executives find themselves with this frustration where your team is not performing. They may be lacking in communication. They may be lacking in time management. What about how they are communicating within their team? What about how they're answering the telephone? Maybe your team needs training. They need to have some knowledge that is practicable and actionable so that you can get the results. So our Seminar Club modules will prepare your team and equip them with the knowledge so that they can apply that knowledge and get the results. So join us on our Seminar Club module where you'll turn your knowledge into actionable steps. Call us at 223-5583 or visit our location at 120 Parade Street, Kingston, Georgia. I'll see you in the next one.
Hello and welcome back to our weekly CV and employment videos. I'm Andrea Ragubir Bernard, the HR Manager of NSB Omega Guyana Inc. This week's video will be focused on HR tips to help employees feel empowered. We will be discussing 8 practical tips that HR managers can exercise to empower their employees. The first way of empowering employees is to practice open communication. It is crucial for employees to feel that what they say matters rather than putting a fine line between them and management. Employees will feel valued and empowered if they're given the platform to communicate freely and respectfully with their managers. The communication style implemented by a company can influence the employees' desire to continue working, so it is important to prioritize communication skills internally. The second way to motivate your employees is to challenge them. Having employees perform the same task every day for years will eventually make them get bored or demotivated. Challenging your employees by setting new goals helps them to come out of their comfort zone and unleash their potentials. However, when setting goals, you need to ensure that these goals are in line with the company's objectives. You can encourage the employee to set their own goals and ensure that goals set for employees within the same department are consistent so to encourage healthy competition. The third way to empower your employees is to seek professional development. Employers can empower their employees by investing in their professional development in the form of trainings and seminars to enhance their skills. Time and resources will be invested. However, the returns of these investments will outweigh the costs. The fourth way of empowering your employees is to demonstrate your trust. Giving tasks to employees will be useless if you do not trust them 100%. As a leader, you must demonstrate trust in your employee because chances are, if you do not, that employee might end up doubting their own skill and double-checking work, taking up more time than a task should in the first place. The fifth way of empowering employees might come to you as a surprise. This is making small talks with your employees. Running a business can become really hectic sometimes. When you have short conversations that are unrelated to work, this might help your employees to decompress and also help to build a positive mood and attitude in the workplace. A company where employees are comfortable to make small talk is more productive and has a healthier work culture. The sixth way of empowering your employees is to support their vacation time. Bearing in mind, employees are not machines. They will need rest at some time. If you want your employees to feel empowered, promote work-life balance by supporting vacation time. This can help to prevent employee burnouts, which adversely affects the company and the employee's morale and motivation. The seventh way of empowering your employees is to practice flexibility. There will be times when employees are faced with situations that are beyond their control. In these circumstances, you can assess if the employees are able to perform their duties from home or give them time off and work out an arrangement with them to work back their time that was granted off. The final and most important way of empowering your employees is by showing appreciation. Even if an employee is doing a great job and they know it to themselves, they would appreciate to hear it coming from their employer. Appreciation is like employees' fuel. The more you appreciate them and show that appreciation, the more they are motivated to continue doing good work. It is important for businesses to prioritize empowering their employees. Empowered employees usually generate greater output, which translates into greater profits. I trust that this video has been helpful in helping employers to understand how they can empower their employees. For more information, feel free to call us on 227-3370. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and LinkedIn, and check out our YouTube channel. You can also send us an email to info@nsbomega.gy or check out our website, that's nsbomega.gy. Until next time, for another video, do take care and stay safe.
Our partnership with Action Invest is an exciting opportunity for us to share our global expertise and collaborate with them on learning strategies in Guyana and the Caribbean. We are delighted to be entering into this emerging market.
Through our partnership with Helmsley Fraser Canada, we expect to deliver learning solutions that will improve our skills in Guyana and the Caribbean, allowing us for much faster economic development.
Hey there, it's Coach Prem here, and we are talking Seminar Club training. Seminar Club training is those modules, these workshops are really to be able to develop the softer skills of your business. You know, you may be a technical company, a company that deals with a lot of heavy duty technical equipment, or you're highly skilled in a particular field. But when it comes to the area of business, we want to be able to develop certain skills. We got to be able to develop those skills for our team members and even for ourselves as business owners. And Seminar Club are those modules that we find is the key modules to be able to develop a winning team or an organization that will perform well in the marketplace. So these programs and these workshops are really tailored for business development and being able to make sure that the individuals who go through the workshops have action items. They have something that they can work with. So it's more on executions. It's concepts, it's theories that we discuss. It's more on the practical side of the business and making sure that you can be able to get delivered results from these trainings and these workshops. So our next module is on ServiceRICH, and customer service is such an important part and being able to be relevant to the market, relevant to what is happening in the marketplace, technologies, and how we can be able to make sure that we are able to connect with our customers in the way that they would like to be communicated and connected to. So in our ServiceRICH seminar, we'll be talking about how we can be able to motivate our team and have customers who are motivated to actually talk about our business. You see, customers, they're looking for satisfaction, but we need to, as businesses, we need to be able to deliver service that they will delight customers. Customers will go and talk about your business and go and talk about the services that they would have experienced with you. So it's being able to make sure that the service that you're delivering, have that level of service communicated to your customers or through your customer service, and your customers' experiences, they will share it. How many of you have a cell phone that you really love? And how quickly are you able to tell someone about it and being able to be an advocate for that type of service or that type of phone that you have? So being able to making sure that your service is top notch or being able to deliver the feeling to your customers is so important. So as you look to not only satisfy your customers, you want to be able to delight them. We want to be able to make sure that they leave feeling delighted. You see, customers will not talk about your business when they are satisfied. They will talk about your business when they're delighted. Right? When they've experienced service that is above or a notch above every other business that is providing a similar service as you. So it's being able to be innovative and be proactive and being able to listen carefully to your customers and understanding what are those needs. Being able to connect with them is so important. So as we go through the training, you'll be able to learn a little bit about identifying who are your best customers, who are the persons that see value in your business and the services that you offer. Understanding the ladder of loyalty. Each customer, there is a process where they are taken through. It's not it doesn't stop at that first time a customer comes in and shops. We're often in that mindset where a customer comes in, makes a purchase, and that's it. The relationship ends. No, it does not. It continues as you look to get that customer to move up the ladder of loyalty and making sure that they can be able to get to that point where they are talking about your business. So that is what customer service really should be doing. Should be having your customers be raving fans, being advocates for your business, getting out there and marketing and talking about your products and talking about your business. So as we go through our workshop, I want you to join us on our next workshop. It is on March the 2nd. Our office number is 223-5583. So book your spot today, and I'll see you in the next session.
For a moment, forget the layers of life we live. We are all on the same planet, and there is only one life for all of us. We affect each other. We are affected by each other. What kind of energy do you pass to your partner, your mother, and your children who are happy to see you back from work? Are you always in a state of deficiency, fatigue, and despair? Do you have a sense of meaning and purpose in the morning? The answers are about your life engagement and, as a subheading, to your employee engagement. Employee engagement is not an issue that should only be discussed at the business level, or it is not just a matter of some ratios and concerns only the business and the manager. If we define employee engagement in its simplest definition as willing participation in work, it is about how willing you participate in life, work, and relationships. This is what we are trying to say when we say that employee engagement can save the world. You will feel good if you have a job, a life purpose, where you find meaning and value, where you feel appreciated, where you feel passionate, where you are accepted and recognized despite all the qualities you carry. The willing participation you feel inside will make you a happier person. A happier person physically, mentally, and emotionally. These are the people who are the most important need of planet Earth right now. People who feel good physically, mentally, and emotionally, who eagerly try to add value to whatever they do, who positively affect all beings in their sphere of influence. The cargo person will give you a parcel as if it were a gift, no matter what it contains. The dealer you tell about your new product will want to get back to work and start selling as soon as possible. Focus on the moment when a scientist who has dedicated his or her life to the study of whales in the Arctic tries to take pictures without caring about the icy cold. It's called engagement. And yes, employee engagement will save the world.
Discover a whole new level of engine performance. Ready for the twists and turns. Ready for the road less traveled. Ready for the unexpected. Ready for the thrill. Extreme performance. Hyundai X-Tier. Discover a whole new level of engine performance.
Hi everyone, Coach Keon Smith here, and it is my pleasure to bring you some more information on our learning management system. Our LMS has over 100 modules that you can engage in to learn a particular skill set, whether you are a trainer, you're HR manager, or just someone who's looking to enhance their personal and professional development. For our module today, we are going to be focusing on a very important module that speaks more to us understanding how to have that level of consciousness when it comes to working together with our team members, especially in growing organizations where we're being exposed to more and more new persons joining us, whether locally, regionally, or sometimes even internationally. One of the things that we need to be conscious of when we are working in these growing organizations is the advent of unconscious bias. Now, we have to keep in mind that there are going to be situations, there are going to be circumstances where our bias may come about, may play a significant role in us making a decision, and we may not be fully conscious of the same. Now, there are two different categories when it comes to bias. There is conscious, explicit bias, and then there is unconscious or implicit bias. Just to give you an understanding of two of them, unconscious bias is generally those social stereotypes that we unconsciously use when we come to either decision making and even inclusion and diversity. And we want to make sure that persons are aware of these implicit behaviors so that they can consciously do something about them. Now, when we talk about conscious or explicit bias, these are biases that we are aware of, that we're using to make a particular decision. Not saying that it is particularly good, but it all depends sometimes on the circumstances. When it comes to us developing our skill set within managing and dealing with diversity, we want to be aware of our unconscious bias. Unconscious bias, it's far more common than one may think, and it is those inherent or experiential traits that we develop probably from childhood or from the environments that we are a part of. Unconscious bias may not occur within that conscious space, so we have to keep in mind we may not always be aware that these biases exist. For example, in another training that we conduct, there is a critical problem solving solution where we advent that one of the persons in a particular profession, instead of being a male, turned out to be a female. But because of a person's unconscious bias, they tend to associate particular professions with a particular gender. So we want to make sure that we are aware of simple things like those as well. Unconscious bias may be triggered by an event or a situation. Again, it goes back to what we may have been told or been encultured to believe is true. So this particular workshop, the objectives are to help you understand the various types of unconscious biases that may exist and where do they come from, and identifying where they come from may help us to understand how they're ingrained in our decision making, and then how can we become conscious of curbing those acts. We want to make sure that you also understand how to successfully confront these unconscious biases that may exist within individuals within your particular space, or sometimes even out of your immediate surroundings. So you'll go over different topics that allows you to dive a bit deeper into understanding this particular training, from understanding what is unconscious bias to understanding the effects that it may have on the company, understanding different types of unconscious biases that may exist, so you are aware of them. And of course, in identifying a challenge, it is important for us to learn how to mitigate them or find solutions around them and understand what can help us to move this behavior in the positive direction that we can now be able to handle them as best as we possibly can. So if you're thinking that your field of work where you're dealing with a diverse group of team members, your company or organization is expanding exponentially, this can be a soft skill area that will benefit you and your organization tremendously, understanding how to address these unconscious biases that may exist. So don't wait, you can pick up your cell phones, put on the camera, you can point to the QR code, and a link will pop up that will take you straight to our page that allows you to explore the content of the training a bit more in detail. And it even allows you to get registered online, where one of our team members can reach out to you to provide you with more information on how this course can be done for you and or your organization. For the persons who prefer the faster connection, you can just call the number on the screen, 223-5583, and one of our team members will be more than willing to provide you with the necessary information. So don't let unconscious biases prevent you from growing personally and professionally, and reach out to us so that you can continue on your path to personal and professional development. Coach Keon here. See you in the next episode.
Since 1985 we've been around, serving the nation is so much fun. Every customer's number one, A. Sons at Movie Town. More products, more variety, spacious shopping and a helpful team. Website and delivery, we're so proud to be Guyanese.
A. Sons, always happy to serve you. Come visit our new location at Movie Town as we bring you a premium shopping experience and a bigger product line to meet your everyday needs.
Alright, so my name is Joshua Kisun and I'm the CEO of Technify. We're a local software development company that helps business owners to get more time and take more vacations. So we've been coached by ActionCOACH for a while, and then we started implementing systems in the business and processes, workflows for various aspects of the company, and we found it to be very beneficial for us to collaborate as a team for the upkeeping standards that we provide to our customers and that type of thing. And we wanted to add more structure to that and ensure that we're covering every aspect of the company in our systemization. So based on recommendations, the best way to get that done, at least for our management systems, was through the ISO 9001 certification, and that is why we implemented ISO 9001. Right, there are so many benefits, but a couple of major ones for us was, one, we needed less meetings as a team, simply because everybody knows after some time of using the system. And now we've implemented training in our onboarding process so people can learn our systems when they're coming on board. But because of that, we have less team meetings because team members know what are the processes they need to follow to implement to achieve certain outcomes. And it makes it easier because everybody knows at what point they need to step in, who does what, who is dependent on them. So there's better collaboration, it's more streamlined collaboration, and less back and forth on, oh, I'm waiting on you, oh, I'm waiting on that person, this person held up my work, and that type of thing. So that's one of the major benefits. Coming from that now, we found that we don't need coordinators in our company, so that we don't need as many dedicated project managers, we don't need mid-level managers, we don't need dedicated supervisors. because I think in our case we have the advantage in that most of our team members are high-skilled people and they're self-managing already. So now that they have a process that they can use to implement the outcomes that we need, we don't need a middle manager, so that reduces our employment costs. It also empowers our team because they feel more confident that they're able to get the outcomes, and it's because of it's with their freedom to work and express themselves. Yeah. And also that means less work for me because there's less management of team members. So those I think are a couple of the biggest ones. Of course, that leads to more profitability, or in our case, we get to invest in more products and expand faster. So I would definitely recommend ActionInvest Consulting because you guys really helped us to prep for the ISO 9001 certification before the auditor actually came in. So there were a couple of, I would say, blind spots or areas that we weren't sure about, or we didn't even know that these needed to be implemented, and you guys really went through all of our management systems, all of our processes. In some cases there was training done by your team even though it wasn't a part of our contract, but it really helped our team to substantiate our team's knowledge and understanding of the systems, how they work, not only from a theoretical perspective, but practically how we implement them into our workflow and into our organization. So yes, I would highly recommend ActionInvest Consulting.
Welcome back. Did you enjoy? Do tune in next week for the 100th episode of the Who's Who in Guyana Business TV Show.